Welcome to the July general meeting of NAMI Solano County. We're here in the library in Fairfield, and we have a small but mighty group tonight, and I still can't see everybody. I want everybody to be in this, so maybe I can. Here, there we go.
Okay. Oh, okay.
There, that helps. Yeah, okay.
Better.
Hi, welcome. So we're going to start with, we're glad you're here. And we're going to start with, first of all, talking about who we are as NAMI Solano County, what we do. So we have a slideshow, and unfortunately, the TV is not detecting my computer. So we'll just have to make it as big as we can. This is oh, shoot. Breathe. This is a photo of our walk from 2025. We did it in Vallejo on the waterfront.
Just a little flash for a second. Oh, it says you're just a picture called
External device.
Oh, it's a joke.
Oh,
yay.
Yeah, I didn't do it. That was a really fun time. We spent actually the whole day. We did the walk and we had lots of food, and we saw a film that had been made about a young man who was mentally ill and his experience here in Solano County. And we had a special doctor who specializes in the use of clozapine. And we learned a lot about the med clozapine. And our son ended up on it afterward, and he's doing really well. So who we are is the National Alliance on Mental Illness is what the acronym NAMI stands for. It's the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization dedicated to building better lives for the millions of people affected by mental illness. What started as two mothers gathered around a kitchen table in 1979 has blossomed into the nation's leading voice on mental health, and it's well recognized nationwide that this is the leading organization that deals with mental illness. That's not, that's grassroots organization. Today, NAMI is an alliance of more than 600 local affiliates and 49 state organizations, North Dakota being the only state that doesn't have one. And they work in your community to raise awareness and provide support and education that was not previously available to those in need. NAMI Solano County was incorporated in 1985 as a support group helping families and individuals affected by mental illness. And this is just sort of some demographics about Solano County. The red in the picture is the cities of Solano County. We have about 455,000 people in the county. And if 5% of those people are affected, then that means there are nearly 113,000 people in our county who have some sort of mental health condition. And all the rest of the demographics are up there. You can kind of look for a minute, and then we'll go on to the next slide. What we offer is help, hope, and healing. The hope is where I really, really live a lot, with the support groups that we lead and the classes that we teach. We offer help through our resource line. We have a website, huge, beautiful website of resources that Iman has really developed. Partnership and advocacy for better services and collaboration. Our hope comes through our education, support, and advocacy branches. And our healing recovery starts with education. Receiving support and healing comes with time and service.
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Iman Alyaduk, and I am the new executive director for NAMI Solano County. I'm going to talk about our programs in a little bit. So for our support groups, we have our NAMI Connections, which is for the peers. Those are every single Wednesday and the first Friday of the month. They are peer-led support groups for any adult experiencing symptoms of mental health condition. And for family members, we have our family support group, which is now every Tuesday, every Tuesday night. And so the family support group is for family members, significant others, friends, anybody that's caregiving and just needing that support when you're feeling alone and just things start to feel overwhelming. It's been a really good space to, just talk about everything going on, hear what other people have gone through, what are the resources, barriers, and how we navigate it, and just being there for each other. Our educational classes, we actually just got the dates for our new classes. I got family to family on calendar, but I'll get the rest up hopefully by tomorrow. So our family to family class, it's a program for family members. It really teaches you about the mental health conditions. It really breaks it down of the different conditions and symptoms and what to look for. It's designed to help participants just gain a better understanding of the conditions and how to cope and empower advocacy. We do have a class that is starting in September. It's going to be on Wednesday nights from 6 to 8:30 on Zoom, and it's going to be from September 16 to November 4th. And our peer-to-peer class is for the actual peers. It's for adults living with mental health conditions, and it helps to give them a better understanding of themselves and recovery. And it's also led by leaders with lived experience. And it also has activities that include discussions. And we also give information and different resources. Our peer-to-peer class will be starting September 22. So those are going to be on Tuesday nights until November 17 from 6 to 8. Some other things we offer, we have presentations. So we have Ending the Silence. Ending the Silence is for middle school and high school aged. The youth learn about warning signs, mental health conditions, and what steps to take if they have a loved one or someone showing mental health conditions. Um, I've been able to go to our Ending the Silence that our peers did at Benicia High School, Benicia Middle School. And I couldn't believe how powerful it was just to really sit there and hear the story and see their faces and the impact it made. And then in our own voice is a 40 or 60, 90-minute presentation. Sorry, this bar is in the way. It provides a personal perspective of mental health conditions, and leaders talk about their lived experience, and we just talk openly about mental health conditions. Some of the special outreach we've been doing, we do have our gun violence support group that is every first and third Thursday. We did lose our co-leader, so I am looking for someone else that can hopefully co-facilitate. And I do have a survey going out. I do want to see if maybe having a different day and time would work better for others, because everything we do is based around community. So we want to hear from you. What can we do? What can we make better? Our general meetings, which you guys are all here at right now, we feel like we need to have these every month just to bring everyone back together, let everybody know what's going on with NAMI. Having our guest speakers has been really, really helpful to just let the community know who's out there, and we can learn about the programs more in depth. We also do CIT trainings for first responders, police officers, and just basically first responders, where we come in and we teach them about how to respond, de-escalate. We tell our stories with law enforcement and kind of hoping to bring that human, personal, empathetic, so they see the face of the people behind. So those have been really, really good. I've been able to speak at a couple of them, and I don't know, storytelling just really does impact in a different way. And then now we are actually doing our NAMI Solano peer meetups in the Exchange in Vallejo. It's every second and fourth Monday, I believe. We are talking about expanding it to different areas. So if we do get more funding, we're hoping we can do more. But right now we're thinking of switching one of the Mondays to either like American Canyon or Fairfield, just depending on costs. We're looking into it. That way it's just more accessible to everyone. It's a really great space to get out. And, isolation's been really high right now. And, we do movie nights, we do drawing, arts and craft, mental health stuff of like coping, meditate, just different things. It's different theme all the time. So that's been very, very successful. And and we've been seeing an increase of requests for it. Another project we're working on, this does need to be fixed. It's actually the Psychiatric Advance Directive. What is a PAD? So it's a legal document that allows individuals with mental health concerns to specify their preferences to psychiatrist care and designated decision makers in an event they come incapacitated. So they fill it out. They're able to say who can see it and who can't. So like the police can see a certain amount, hospitals can see a certain amount. They can get family members that are authorized to speak on their behalf. All their medications are there, what to do, what not to do, what to say, what not to say. It's just really, really detailed. Right now we're in the paper version. We're hoping to get funded to make it electronic. I really, really hope this goes through because I actually did have to switch doctors and my medication list did not get switched over and I got put back on something I wasn't supposed to and it just knocked me out for like 3 days. So having this would have really prevented that and where I won't have to start over. So I'm really hoping that we can get the electronic version going. And we talked about our NAMI walk. So this year, oh God, time's going. We actually were at the Glen Cove waterfront, and we want to give a huge shout out to all our donors, sponsors. Gateway Pharmacy's been a big one for the past couple of years, and we're just so thankful for them. Dora Mine, Team Daniel, Crestwood. We are planning to do it again next year at the Glen Cove waterfront. It was just so beautiful and the space and the walk was really nice. So right now, our target date is May 22nd. I'm hoping to finish up the application and get everything going early this year so that way we can build the teams and, bring awareness. Maybe we can make our own shirts or do something fun, maybe have a contest or bring our pets or I don't know, something. I'm just really want it to be just a fun day where we are all involved and hopefully do something a little extra. So how can you get involved? So share our services and support with your clients. I'm just really surprised about how many people really don't know who NAMI Solano County is and the services that we offer. So just letting people know, there's a support group if you want to join, or there's a class if you want to learn more about what's going on. You can become a member. Our membership is the lowest is like $5 for the year, and it gives you access to national and California stuff. We have our newsletter going out every month. It highlights all the activities going on, any advocacy stuff that needs to be going on, or things to be aware of and changes. HR1, there's a lot of things going on. So we're trying to get ahead of it by going to meetings and just trying to find out how we can support and maybe derail some of the things that are going to start coming up. And our newsletter, always on the bottom, will have the YouTube of our general meeting and it'll say who's the next one. So we have the YouTube channel. If you missed any of our general meetings, we've had Pacific Clinics, we have SolanoConnex now, so you can always go back and rewatch. You could sign up for our programs. Our programs are all free. The classes, you get a big binder with everything that you get to keep. And I still have my binder. I started with NAMI as a participant and I just love my binder. I'm not letting it go anywhere. Volunteers, we desperately need volunteers, especially for events like our NAMI walks is really big. And then we have a lot of admin stuff. Oh, just general meeting. We would love to have someone that can help with the general meeting. We have a lot of data entry stuff. We redid the whole volunteer page. We're hopefully going to redo a lot more on the website. So now it looks a little cleaner, hopefully. It's a little more detailed and the form is switched up a little. And like I said, if anyone ever has any suggestions or wants to see something changed, we have our email. You are more than welcome to email and we'll take care of it and look into it. And and share our mission and vision with those in the community. We're really just trying to bring more awareness and just let people know that we're here. And here's our information. So we do have an office in Fairfield that is, we just go as needed. So we all work remote. That is our phone number on there. Our main email is the info email. And we do have a resource line where we connect everyone. If anyone's calling for resources, we do have a big resource directory. You can follow us on social media. I need to get better at posting more. I'm just not really a social media person. And then the biggest one would be our link tree in the corner. That one is like a little sheet of all the programs going on. I update that right away. If anything's happening, it has the quick links to support groups with everything there. So you don't have to go through the calendar or look through the website. It's just really a good tool to just get to where you need to get. And that is it for NAMI Solano. there's any questions.
So we talked, I had lunch with Deb today. Hi, Deb. And we talked a lot about how we can engage more people, because there's a lot to do. And it's a small group doing everything right now. So if you're interested in getting involved and you don't even know what you might do, please go on our website or contact one of us, contact Iman, contact me, and just say, I want to help, what can I do? And we'll plug you in, and we won't overwhelm you to begin with.
No, we are super flexible. You can do like an hour a week, an hour a month. Everything really does help. We have, remote if you want to come to the events, if you want to do in person, engage. We are really flexible and we'll work around you. Even if it's, making a flyer for something, that is really huge for us and takes one thing off our plate. So one little thing is big.
Yeah. Okay. So next we have Valentina, right?
Yes. Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Valentina. I am one of the project coordinators with SolanoConnex. Oh, and I think it would be helpful if I shared my slides. Let me share. Um, and and please feel free. We'll have time at the end to ask questions. So I will carve out some time, but if anything comes up while I'm presenting, we are a small group, so I'm happy to talk about anything as it pops into your minds. So for the next hour together, I wanted to highlight how SolanoConnex has evolved over the years, including our expansion of community health, mental health trainings, the launch of the SolanoConnex Fellowship. We also have a Spanish language fellowship now. We have a podcast, which both Iman and Patty have been on. So you can visit our Spotify link and listen to those episodes as well. Iman has actually joined us 3 times, so you can listen to all of her episodes. And then we've also started a randomized control trial, which is really evaluating the program's impact. Okay, so just a little bit about myself. I earned my nursing degree from Seattle University. I made the mistake of visiting Seattle during the summer, which I don't know if any of you have been there, but during the summer it is sunny, it's beautiful, it's green. And then I went back in September and realized that for the next 6 months it was going to be rainy and gray. After I graduated from there, I ended up moving to California. And that's really where I started my career. I realized that I really enjoyed working with individuals, but also wanted to look at the big picture of how I could help improve community health at the community level. So that curiosity led me to getting my master's degree in public health at Touro University, California, where I actually focused on community health. And then I graduated just as COVID-19 was beginning, and I remember the job market had changed almost overnight. I had interviewed for all these jobs, and then pretty much the next day they told me like hiring is frozen now. We don't know what's happening in the world. And so luckily, one of my professors at the time, or from Touro, Dr. Kareem Brody, invited me to join this grant. So now, almost 6 years later, I'm still here. It's really been, it's been a journey, but it's really been incredible to watch SolanoConnex grow from the idea of connecting people to mental health resources to what it is today. And I will show you all our website. So we have a website, we have a phone and text support line, educational resources, trainings, and much more. So I'm excited to share with you all what we do. And really, this work is really personal to me. I've experienced my own mental health challenges. I've seen friends, family members, and others struggle too. Really, too often, stigma keeps people from asking for help. And even when they do, they face barriers, insurance, provider shortages, transportation, language, housing, finding also culturally responsive care. All of these serve as barriers to accessing care. Even when you've taken the step to even try and find care, then you're meeting all these additional barriers. So really those challenges have inspired my work in public health, and that's really what continues to motivate me every day. And with SolanoConnex, we really want to help reduce some of those barriers and make it easier for people to find the support that they need. So SolanoConnex would not be possible without our team. And I wasn't able to add everyone's picture, but we have even more people that I just didn't get their headshots in time. But we started with just the three of us. Dr. Crane Brody, who is our principal investigator, Elena Starr, who is our program manager, and me as our project coordinator. And then, as you can see, we've grown tremendously over the past several years. Today, we have an incredible team that's helping support every aspect of our program. We have Michael Chisley, who leads our community fellowship and outreach efforts. So you might see him out in the community. We have Taylor Moss, who started as one of our student interns and has stayed with us for four or 5 years now. And she is helping lead our randomized control trial. The two people that I wasn't able to add, we have JP and Brianna, who lead our Spanish language community fellowship. So if anyone is interested in learning more about that, I will definitely share all the information for how to get connected to the fellowship opportunity. We have Emily, who has been leading our key informant interviews that we do biannually. So every year, twice a year, we get feedback from the community about how we can improve, what changes we can make to really make not only the website, but our project more, making sure that it's continuing to meet community needs, much like NAMI. And then we have Iman and Tara, who now are our main mental health navigators. They help provide direct support to our community members by phone, text, and also email. And then we also have our student interns, Samantha, Anna, Pravjot, and Sathvika, who really support our research and also all the ongoing projects. I really always like to recognize that our team, because SolanoConnex truly is a collaborative effort, and we would not be able to do anything that we do without all of these people helping. So I just like to highlight that. And something new that we're going to be starting this year is a volunteer program, which will train community members to represent SolanoConnex at outreach events and connect residents with mental health resources. So that will be a new opportunity that we're going to be starting this year. And just to give some background, if you're not familiar with SolanoConnex, at its core, SolanoConnex really exists to make it easier for people in Solano County to access mental and emotional health support. And we do this in a couple different ways. So we have a website that helps connect residents to resources and services that best meet their individual needs. So I'll walk you through it, but we take into account the insurances that services provide, where they're physically located, their hours of operation, the ages they serve, so that when you're going to our website, you're seeing all that information up front and you're not having to search for it. And then resources, which Iman has also been helping us with, are updated quarterly. So we want to make sure that all the resources are up to date so that when people are reaching out for help, they're not, finding out actually this resource isn't taking new clients right now. So we are able to turn that on and off. So if an organization tells us that they're no longer accepting new clients at this time, we can turn them off on our website so that they don't show up, and then we can always turn them back on when they are. And then I also want to recognize that not everyone feels comfortable navigating the website, or maybe they don't have access to the internet, so they can also call and text. So we do have those options as well. We also, if people feel more comfortable, if people can email us and we get back to them by the next business day. So we really want to try and make finding help as easily accessible as possible. And with that, let me go into just some of the statistics and how SolanoConnex started. So SolanoConnex is actually funded by the Solano County Board of Supervisors and is managed by Torrey University, California. This actually initially began as a 3-year grant in 2020, and we have been renewed until June of 2027. So this has made us a 7-year initiative, which we did not think we would see. And we're excited to have this next year and hopefully have more. So the idea of SolanoConnex came directly from the community. In 2018, Solano County conducted a community needs assessment to really just better understand the health priorities of Solano County residents. And really one of the clearest findings that came from that survey was that access to mental health services was a significant unmet mental health need. And it was also one of the highest priorities. And this assessment included feedback from both community members as well as providers who were trying to help connect people to services. And both groups identified numerous barriers that made accessing mental health care very difficult, which included insurance limitations, transportation challenges, the fact that many mental health services are physically located in Fairfield and Vallejo, making them less accessible for residents in other parts of the county. The one benefit of COVID that I have seen is that there's a lot more online resources now, which has really helped get people connected, but there is still this barrier when it comes to maybe people prefer in-person mental health resources, but in their specific area of the county, they're very much lacking. So I just wanted to bring that up. And as you can see in this graph, 45.5% of respondents, so nearly half, reported that they needed mental health services but did not receive them. And really, when we were looking at this number, rather than jumping straight into building the website, we spent our first year really listening to the community. So we interviewed about 140 community members and service providers to get a better understanding of their experiences and identify the gaps in local mental health, in the local mental health system. So really, their feedback shaped every stage of the website's development. And we actually also had the executive director of NAMI at the time, Dr. Serene Cervantes, was on our advisory team and really helped shape SolanoConnex from the very beginning. And after a year of planning and collaboration, SolanoConnex officially launched in on November 1st of 2021. So we've been live for nearly 5 years, which is really hard to wrap my mind around. And I would like to say that throughout that time, I feel like we've continued to listen to the community, refine the program, and expand the resources and services that we offer. So these are just some key components of SolanoConnex. I know I kind of touched on some of these, but just wanted to go a little bit more in depth. So as I mentioned, we do have a phone line so people can call and text us. They can also email us. So live mental health navigators are there and able to answer those contacts. We don't have.
Can I ask a question about that?
Yeah, please.
So I do the support groups a lot, and the biggest thing that I see are people who are experiencing a mental health condition and also anosognosia. And so they don't want to they don't realize that they're ill, and their family members are doing the best they can. Is this, if we text, called, or emailed you, could they get some help? Could the loved ones that are trying to help them, is there some way you can help them with that?
That's a great question. Really, I mean, if the people that are trying, the only thing that I can think of is we can try and support them in finding resources, but we can't really, directly, we can talk to them about the different options and help them explore that and try and reduce stigma around getting access to care. But that's really, because we can't force people to get the help that they need, which I know that is something that I'm sure we all wish that we could help people, but we have to, I think mainly what we strive to do is to destigmatize mental health so that people feel more comfortable accessing the services and getting the help they need. But I don't know if that answered your question at all, Penny.
It's just hard. It's just the hardest thing about this space that we live in. It's trying to give someone help that doesn't want help, that doesn't feel they need it.
Yeah, no, that is challenging.
Thank you.
No, thank you, Patty. And I did want to mention we aren't a crisis we are in a crisis line, but our hours of operation are Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So we do try and have some extended hours so that people that maybe work a 9 to 5 job can still call us in the evenings or on Saturdays. So we do try and have that, or they're welcome to to text us at any time, and we will, if it's outside of business hours, we will get back to them by the next business day. So those are just some things that we tried to add on just so we could meet people where they're at. All our mental health navigators are trained in mental health first aid and Be Sensitive, Be Brave for suicide prevention. We want people to feel comfortable when they're calling us, having someone that's providing compassionate and a non-judgmental space where, people are feeling heard when they're calling us, and we can help reduce barriers in accessing care. So for example, if someone calls us and they're like, I don't have insurance, I live in Vallejo, I don't have access to transportation, we can try and find resources in the area that they can access and try and kind of help reduce some of those barriers or some of that, groundwork that maybe would keep them from, if they have to go through all the resources themselves, it might keep them from actually reaching out to a service. So we do try and meet them where they're at and try and find services. I do want to mention there are not a lot of completely free services in Solano County. So I would say that for those that are uninsured, that seems to be a main barrier that we do encounter. Obviously, there's amazing things like the NAMI support groups, but if someone's looking for one-on-one therapy and doesn't have insurance, that is something that I feel like is challenging to find resources for. But there are some in Solano County, so we do try to get people connected to services. And sorry, I want to make sure that I covered everything that I wanted to here. And like I mentioned, we're doing that verification of services quarterly. And then for the national hotlines and safe places, those tend to change less frequently. So those are updated or, checked in every 6 months just to make sure nothing's changed. And then really a big part of what we do is community outreach with SolanoConnex. We have done, traditional advertising. We've done billboards and bus ads and digital displays. But really what we found to be most effective is when we're going out into the community, doing community events, engaging with people in person or through our mental health trainings. So really meeting people where they're at has been the most effective way to connect Solano County residents to mental health services. And then, I have a video to show you all. We've partnered with a production company to create videos of real stories with community members who have used SolanoConnex and access mental health resources. So I will share that with you in just a little bit. I do want to highlight that there's no cost associated with using our service. We try and reduce stigma around talking about mental health by providing trainings, the fellowship, which I'll explain in just a little bit. And we really strive to make reaching out for support just feel a little bit easier. So these are I just wanted to show you some examples of what our ads have looked like at, one of these is at the Solano Community College and one of them is at the Solano Town Center Mall. But that's kind of what we've had out in the community. And then social media wise, you can find our podcast episodes on Spotify now. We used to use YouTube, so all our old episodes are on YouTube. And really the purpose of our podcast, it started as a way to learn more about the organizations in Solano County and really highlight all the work that the different organizations are doing so that people are aware, because oftentimes I feel like we're not quite aware of all the resources that are available. And then it kind of grew into, we strive to have conversations destigmatizing mental health. So we interview people that are specialists on different mental health topics, both maybe from a professional standpoint as well as through lived experience. And I think now we have over 100 episodes. So if you're ever interested in listening to all of those, they are available. And also, if any of you are interested in being a guest on the podcast, I will share my email at the end, and I would love, you can always email me, and we do all the podcasts over Zoom and record them that way. So if anyone's interested, we always welcome new guests. And then social media wise, we have Instagram and Facebook. And like Iman mentioned, I feel like that's something that I also struggle with posting more consistently, but it's my goal for 2026 into 2027 to get better at that. But we do try and post anything that we're doing in the community so that people are aware of trainings and those kind of things that are available to them. Okay, so I'm going to try and play this video, and please let me know. Let's see. Let me stop sharing so I can share my audio and see if that works. And if this doesn't work, I can always just share the video with you all to watch on your own. But it's just a short 4-minute video.
Life before I found SolanoConnex, if I could describe it, would be a dead end, a brick wall, finding resources, even resources that were valid or not expired. I had lost my daughter and was a victim of domestic violence, and also became a mother of my daughter who is autistic as well. Felt really alone and isolated. And that's when I was able to find SolanoConnex.
As a library professional, I hear directly from people about what they're going through as far as mental health. Sometimes I'll be helping people find a book. They'll just trust me in those few moments, and then they'll start telling me about their struggles. There's resources for almost every struggle that people are going through for mental health. There are resources specifically for depression, even resources for panic attacks, for anxiety.
Since launching SolanoConnex, we've heard back from different therapy groups that more people who need services are reaching out and getting the mental health services that they need.
In 2020, the Solano County Board of Supervisors wanted to do something to address the mental health needs of their residents. They looked at local data from a community needs assessment, which suggested that while many people expressed a mental health need, there was a gap between those needs and the number of people actually getting mental health services in our county. So they decided to focus on access. SolanoConnex is a partnership between the county and a local university, Torrey University, California. Together we designed this project, which includes a local ad campaign where we remind people that their mental health matters, a web app that has up-to-date information for the most appropriate mental health service provider near you based on your location, insurance language, and mental health issue, as well as mental health navigators who go out into the community to help people connect to services.
Life before SolanoConnex was bleak. I was sleeping on the side of the Health and Human Services building. I was very surprised to learn about the app being in development.
It's hard to navigate things on your own. It's hard to be a single mom and have children with disabilities and not know where to go, not know who to go to ask these questions. SolanoConnex breaks those barriers. It puts you in touch with resources that are verified and real, and you'll never have to hit a brick wall.
I see SolanoConnex just being there for people in their mental health. It's not something that they have to commit their entire life to, but it's just a very simple tool to show them that someone, something, an organization actually cares about their mental health.
It removes the victimization and the stigma that comes with the old way of accessing services.
This has become a great tool to have in our toolbox to be able to offer them to people in the community when they are telling us they have these problems.
SolanoConnex was a miracle that I really have to say really saved my life.
SolanoConnex has had over 7,000 users since we launched the app in November 2021. We now have a new tab with information about trainings and education, and we are training community frontline workers in mental health first aid and suicide prevention. We are attending outreach events, and our navigators give support to veterans, seniors, youth, pastors, and coaches. We continue to list and verify local mental health services every month so that everyone in this county can find support when they need it, when they are ready. We want everyone to know that their mental health matters.
Okay. Sorry, let me.
You do not have to be Elsa.
Here we go. That was just nice. I feel like it does a good job of summarizing what we are. And I think that's everything on this slide. Okay. And then I just wanted to go into some of the ways that we've expanded. So from having our website, we've also started offering mental health trainings that are open to all Solano County community members. This includes Be Sensitive, Be Brave for mental health and Be Sensitive, Be Brave for suicide prevention. These are both 2-hour trainings. We offer them over Zoom. But if anyone ever wants to bring it to a group or, to an organization, we can definitely do that. And we can also offer in-person trainings. It's just that we, in the past, have gotten a lot of feedback that Zoom was more accessible. So that's why we offer it. Right now, we've been offering it mainly online, but we are happy to do in-person trainings. And then I know I've been mentioning this SolanoConnex Community Fellowship. What that really is that we train cohorts of community frontline workers to recognize, respond to, and support mental health needs within their communities. Iman was actually one of our graduates from our fellowship program. It is a longer 6 to 8 month commitment. We don't meet, it's a little bit heavier at the beginning with trainings, but then we meet about every other week or every month. We help you think about what is a mental health need that you're seeing in your communities, and help you develop an action plan to help address that mental health need. With that fellowship, there is $1,000 stipend. So we like to, people are investing their time. So there is that once you complete the fellowship. And then a new addition now is that we are also offering the fellowship in Spanish as well. And then something else that we've started is that we have community fellowship ambassadors. So people that have graduated from the fellowship program, and we help them, or they help us, sorry. They help us with, recruiting new members that want to join, helping shape the fellowship through the curriculum and evaluation. And they also teach segments of the fellowship. So just something, if anyone ever wants to get involved in a different way, we do have that opportunity. And then this is just, if anyone has not seen the SolanoConnex website, I just wanted to briefly show it to you. So on any device with internet, you can go to www.solanoconnex.org, and this will be what shows up. It is a little bit friendlier on a phone because that was really what it was designed for. But you'll see that there's this main dial. Let me make this a little bit, okay. And you can click on the dial section that meets what you're looking for. So if you're looking for resources for my mental emotional health, you could click there. And then it breaks it down into some different categories. So the category that's most clicked on, we don't know if it's because it's the first one or if it's because it's the one that people, click on the most because that's the resources that they need the most. But mental health, depression, anxiety, and stress is our most clicked on section. And then here you can also filter by your location. So for example, you could put in Vallejo, California, if my internet will work, but no, it's not working for me. Let's see. But you can change your location here on the bottom. Usually you can change your location here on the bottom. It's not bearing with me today, but you can put it by where you're located, and then it'll filter the resources to be in the location that you are. So if you put in Vallejo, it would show all the resources in Vallejo. And then if you're looking for services that are in Spanish, you could filter by that, or Tagalog, or resources that are LGBTQIA friendly. You could click on that. And then if you click on a resource, it's going to show you their hours of operation, insurance and fees, how to obtain service. And if you were on your phone, you could directly call this resource from your phone. If you're looking for resources for someone else and you wanted to send them this resource, if you're on your phone, you would be able to text it to them. And then if this was working like it normally does, you would also have the option to get directions directly to the resource. And if you do want to provide us with feedback, if you give us a thumbs up or thumbs down, it'll populate an email where you can provide us with feedback as well. If you find yourself, coming to the access line often, it's a resource that you find yourself connecting people to a lot. You can heart it, and then it will show up under your favorites. So if you go to these 3 horizontal lines, you'll be able to see all your favorites. So just if you're helping people in your community and there's a lot of resources maybe that you find yourself referring to, you can always favorite them. The entire website does translate into Spanish as well as Tagalog. And you can, if you wanted to share this entire website with a friend, you could, if you're on your phone, you would be able to share this website, you would text it to them. And then we just added a little description of what a mental health navigator is or what a navigator is, because people weren't sure quite what to expect when reaching out to a navigator. So we found having a little definition was helpful. And during our business hours, so now since we are, our phone lines open until 8 p.m., you'll be able to call, text, or email us. After 8 p.m., the call and text option will disappear, and there's only going to be the email option. And then I just wanted to show one other section that we added is this Get Informed tab. So from our key informant interviews, we got a lot of feedback that people wanted just to have more information on different mental health topics of interest to them, or maybe it's something that they're seeing with their community or their family members. So these are just different evidence-based resources. And these were topics that people expressed an interest in learning more about. So anxiety or disordered eating, there's a wide range of different topics here that we tried to include everything that people wanted to learn more about. And then we also have trainings and workshops that are available in Solano County. So for mental health trainings, we have our Be Sensitive, Be Brave trainings, and then we also have NAMI's trainings as well. For substance use, for right now, I'm always happy to add more, but if anyone knows of any, please let me know. But for right now, we have Narcan training that's offered by Drug Safe Solano. But we always welcome more trainings. That's just the only one that I'm aware of that's free in Solano County related to substance use. Does anyone have, I know I quickly walked through that. Does anyone have any questions specifically about the website? Is there anything that I can help clarify or shed some light on?
I'd be interested in what the hotlines are.
Yeah, absolutely. I can click on that. So these are both warm lines and hotlines. So there's the mobile crisis unit, eating disorder hotlines. So we've just tried to include a variety of different hotlines so that if people are coming to our website, since we aren't a crisis line and we aren't open 24/7, so that they have some different options. We wanted to put Solano Mobile Crisis Unit at the very top so that if someone is experiencing a mental health crisis, they know that that's the first one that they should go to and call. But this is kind of a variety of the different hotlines that we have listed.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that was a very brief overview, but we tried to make this as user-friendly as possible. And we always welcome feedback. So if anyone at the end of this wants to provide us with feedback, I'll share my email, and you're always welcome to provide us with feedback as well. Okay, so I wanted to just go through that. Let's see. And then these are just the Be Sensitive, Be Brave trainings that I was talking about, those 2-hour trainings. We go through, depending on which one we're doing, identifying signs of suicide, identifying someone who is in mental distress, how to talk to someone about, if they're having suicidal thoughts, how to talk to them about them, or if they are in mental health distress, how to talk to them, how to have these conversations, how to connect them with support, and then also always thinking about how cultural sensitivity plays into having these conversations as well.
I just Be Sensitive, Be Brave for mental health. It was excellent. It was a lot, very similar to family on a squished in version.
Yeah, very condensed version, I'm sure. Uh, we tried to get I mean, we got our team is trained in this just because we also offer mental health first aid, but it is a longer 8-hour training. So we realized that wasn't really accessible for everyone. So we tried to find something that would be a little bit more accessible since it is a little bit shorter. Um, and we do, depending on community feedback, sometimes offer it, after like 6 to 8 p.m. or evening trainings as well, just to make sure that everyone who wants to is able to partake if they would like. And then this is the community fellowship that I was talking about. These are just some pictures of a couple of cohorts that graduated in the past. And like I mentioned, you get certified in mental health first aid and be sensitive, be brave for suicide prevention. And then you create a unique action plan to help address a mental health need in your community. And depending on which cohort you join, it's usually between 6 to 8 months, depending. Just because sometimes, over Christmas, we have to spread things out a little bit more. But if anyone's interested in joining, I will definitely share the application for that. We just do a short interview over Zoom. And then, yeah, and then we just make sure really the only requirements is that someone be over 18 years of age and live or work in Solano County or volunteer in Solano County. And then this was our first Spanish speaking SolanoConnex cohort that graduated. This was last year, but it was exciting to be able to bring the bring the fellowship to Solano County in Spanish, since we did get a lot of community feedback that they would like more languages available for the fellowship. So we are trying to expand our languages that we're able to provide. And since we do have a little bit of time, I just wanted to do just a short activity with you all. This is a little bit cheesy, but I think it's a nice way to think about our mental health. So this is a recipe for good mental health that's included in the Be Sensitive, Be Brave training. So you're getting a sneak peek into that. But I wanted to just share mine and then give you all just a couple minutes to think about what are some things that are part of your recipe for mental health. So for me, it would be 3 cups of checking in with myself, checking in on my thoughts and my emotions, a splash of family time, cooking and catching up on each other's days, half a cup of physical activity, a cup of reaching out for help when needed, a teaspoon of mindfulness while listening to music, 2 cups of time with my friends, and then lastly, a pinch of humility and self-compassion. So this is my "it's okay to not be okay" self-talk. You don't have to do it in this recipe format, but this is just a blank one. And I'll just give you all maybe 3 minutes just to think about what are some things that are part of your recipe for mental health. And then if anyone is interested in just sharing one thing that's part of their recipe, but I will not force anyone to share. So I will just give everyone until 7:03 to just think about something that's part of your recipe for good mental health, and then we can share.
Leave yours up there so we can.
Yeah, you can get some inspiration. I'll give everyone in just another minute to wrap up on thinking about their recipe for good mental health, and then we'll come back together and share. Okay. So do I have any volunteers for just sharing something that's part of their recipe for good mental health? In person or virtual?
I feel like I've talked too much, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna accept yours. I think it's lovely. But the 3 cups of checking in with myself is way more than I'll ever do. But so I'm gonna divide that 3 cups into 1 cup of sitting with my God and reading scripture and praying, and 1 cup of being in the garden, in my garden, pulling weeds and just enjoying the hummingbirds and the butterflies and the finches that I'm trying to get to come to my garden. And let's see, there was one other thing. I'd probably increase the physical activity to 1 cup from a half.
That's probably healthier.
But those other things are real important to me.
Thank you, Patty. Is there anyone else that's there in person that wanted to share? You don't have to share a lot of them if there's even one thing that you wanted to share, but I won't force anyone.
I think
Yes.
I do a good job of like checking in with myself, seeing what kind of day that I hope to have, or where my thoughts are that day. Am I feeling hopeful? Am I feeling down? Am I feeling, supported? And then really navigating that and being able to be comfortable where I'm at, and that it's okay to feel great one day and not so great another, and how I'll navigate my day around work and family around that.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. And yeah, I love that you highlighted it's okay to, not feel the best every single day, and just checking in with yourself about that. Deb, I see that you unmuted.
I'm muted, and I wanted to say a large dose, or much bigger than a splash, of puppy kisses.
Oh, yes.
Having a pet, I have found, brings me back to just the basic living life in the moment. And I saw Iman reaching down when I was about to say something, so I thought, oh, she's got puppy kisses right by her. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Deb. Absolutely. Okay, before I move on, I just wanted to check if there was anyone else that wanted to share.
I want to
Yeah.
second the pet. Kobe's been like, since I lost Hakeem, Kobe's been really a great distraction. But the thing is, I think I got too attached to him, so I need at least 3 cups to him a day.
Thank you, Mon. And I'm so sorry, I saw the hand up. Yes.
Hobbies, doing things that you enjoy sitting down and doing and working on. I have a couple of old classic cars, and just doing that 3 or 4 times a week, just relax and do something creative that way. Very helpful. Yeah. And then working with Patty in the yard. Just always trying to fix something and making things better.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll share. Let's see.
Yes, please.
Hopefully, okay, so with friends or I go to the, like a senior group.
Mhm.
Yeah, do like exercise, and then we do some kind of games, play a game like bingo or I forgot. Just I'll just say
No.
bingo because common, and then also and then we have like a little snack or something, or like little like
Food, yeah.
yeah, food. Next people. Yeah. So, and then I haven't been lately because I've been kind of anxious and depressed. So the activity, I used to like to walk and listen to my music. So that's what
You listed a lot of great things, and I definitely agree that I think that, you know, at least myself too, I feel like socializing and having people and being around people really helps with my mental health and also re-energizing me as well. So thank you so much for sharing.
And none of us have mentioned being in nature, guys. I think that's right. Walking, yeah, the hiking and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, definitely that. Okay, I think I just have let me see. Okay, I went through that. Okay, I guess I forgot I was at the end. I just wanted to ask if anyone, oh here, sorry. Does anyone have any questions? Or is there anything that I can expand on more, or just anything at all? Okay.
Maybe I have a question. And
Yes, please.
also new to me, and I just to learn. She mentioned the word that I've been trying to pronounce for a long time because I've been doing my own research. Anosognosia. Anosognosia.
Yeah.
I think that's where my son is what I think he has. Agnosis.
We'll work it out.
But yeah, a little understanding a little bit more about that, so that I know how to navigate it from there, because I think that's where I need to start, because if he doesn't accept there's something mentally going on, I don't really know. I mean, I've been getting a lot of help and support for myself, but what I really need is him to get help for himself, for him to let us help him get help. So maybe if you could maybe explain that to me a little bit more about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely would say that I'm not the expert in this, but I would say that a lot of the things that I see when maybe people are hesitant, there's a lot of, I think it's also there's a lot of stigma that exists around these mental health challenges or around having a mental health challenges. So continuing to have those conversations with him, maybe exploring also different like different mental health care options. I think sometimes maybe therapy is not something that everyone would go to. So maybe helping that like one-on-one individual therapy, maybe helping them explore options like there's support groups, or if there's something else that maybe he finds that he would feel more comfortable starting with. Sometimes it's just taking that first step that's intimidating and scary, but those are just some of the things that I feel like I usually use in my approach when someone is maybe hesitant or initially maybe is declining getting access, getting help for a mental health challenge. But I'm definitely, I would say I'm not the expert in the area, because mostly when for SolanoConnex, people are usually calling us because they are wanting mental health resources and they're not sure where to start. But I definitely know that that is a challenge that comes up.
Right.
Yeah. But I don't know if anyone else, I mean, Patty or Iman, if you had anything that you've seen work when you're in the community or helping people.
Dr. Javier Amador's book called "I'm Not Sick, I Don't Need Help." And it's all about that. It's an excellent book.
Okay.
I'm not sick, I don't need help. You can get it on Amazon.
Okay.
And yeah, very, very good.
It's actually on I think the NAMI California or national website. You could download the book for free.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
I'll put it on our website somewhere because I'm working on redoing stuff. So I'll find a spot and put it on the website where people can just download it directly.
Okay, thank you. That's great.
A lot of people have been helped. Myra and I have been talking about this book for almost 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Well, no, the book hasn't been around for 20 years. But it's
Never.
But
Forever.
a lot of people have gotten real help.
Yeah.
Dr. Amador runs the LEAP Institute. He developed this program called LEAP, which stands for Listen, Empathize, Agree, and Partner. And he did it because he had a brother who had anosognosia and was unaware that he was ill. And he kept pushing him to get meds for years and years. And finally, it broke their relationship. So he said, it's more important to me to have a relationship with him. So he started just listening to him. And then that led to empathy and agreeing with the issues and then partnering to get him help. And ultimately, after about 5 years of this, his brother says, you would really like me to take medication, wouldn't you? And Dr. Amador says, yes, I really think it would help. And he says, okay, I'll take it because you want me to. So that's huge.
That is huge. Oh, okay. Thank you for that.
You bet.
That's
You bet.
great.
Really good.
No, thank you. Deb, I had seen you unmute. I didn't know if there was anything that you wanted to add.
No, I think Patty said a lot of what I was going to say, but I also wanted to say that I think anosognosia is not a yes or no, you have it or you don't. I think it's a symptom that comes and goes for many. And we only face it when we notice that there's a decision to stop taking meds and suddenly there's a denial that there's an illness. But there are times when my son doesn't deny his illness and does acknowledge the value or the benefit of how he feels when he's taking medications. And so I don't think it's understood when the blindness to the illness comes and goes or why it does. I think there's many factors that influence depending on what part of the brain is being activated or deactivated. I think it's a complex question.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think patience with ourselves is one of the things I got from the book from Dr. Amador, is really looking to give yourself some grace in going through this with your loved one. That the acceptance, it starts with you accepting kind of what we don't have control on.
Well, I just want to thank you all for your time. This is just our contact information. So if you want to visit the website, it is you can visit SolanoConnex.org. We also have our phone line and our email. And then I just have added my email here, but I'm also happy. I can send all the information to you, Iman, and if anyone wants to, I can share how to apply for the fellowship as well, our application link and everything, so that you can all have that information. And then if you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Iman is also a wealth of knowledge, so you can always reach out to her as well. But I want to thank you all for taking the time to listen to this presentation today, taking time out of your evenings to be here. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Valentina. That was great. It's amazing how much like you can work with someone or do but and just not really know in depth of everything. So that was just really informative, really good.
I'm glad. No, that's what I found when we were doing the podcast. When I was interviewing different organizations, I was like, wow, there's so many things that people do that I wasn't aware of. So I feel like I love having these conversations because I learn from everyone as well.
And may I ask, Deb, how are you affiliated? And I don't know if she introduced you or I might have missed that.
So I'm just retiring from position of executive director at NAMI Solano County, and handing the reins over to Iman has been one of my greatest senses of accomplishment, but I really appreciate the fact that I've been able to step away and focus on all the recipe of my life that I had to put on hold, to be able to focus on my own recovery journey as well. So I'm grateful for the time with NAMI, and I'm grateful I have it on my footer. I'm still a volunteer. So they're not going to get rid of me. I still show up. I'll be like a bad penny that keeps coming back into your pocket.
No, you're never going anywhere. I don't think
Thank you all. It's nice to see everybody.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I was very excited to see in your video, Michael. Michael was in the library that everybody's sitting in there on the screen. And our very first meeting that I had with NAMI, general meeting, that we were in that library, was his last day at the library. And I kept trying to get him to come and speak with us. And I was trying to corral him that night and say, come in, just come in. And it just goes to show we never know what people are going through. And that's part of Michael's story, was that night he was planning his own, taking his own life. And he talks about it very openly as part of his journey. But, we have people in this organization and in many organizations across Solano County. He was obviously connected to Solano County Connects before he left the library. So he knew the resources were out there, but he still struggled. And that night he had struggled. We were right there in the library asking him to join us. So sometimes our loved ones have a hard time making even the simplest decision to connect with others. And I just appreciate Michael's being in that video. And he's still very vocal and very visible to the communities across this world now in his role that he's on Facebook so much. And I just appreciate everybody taking what path they can to try and help others. And that was his path. And he obviously was committed 5 years ago, or whenever it was that you made that video. It was probably at least 4 years ago.
Yes. Yeah, I think it was 4 years ago. So, yeah, and he was one of our biggest advocates in the library system of, also training librarians on mental health first aid. So, because they come in contact with so many people that are having mental health challenges, and, maybe, like you said, even in our community and with the staff at the library, is that we all struggle with our own internal thoughts. So, but yeah, he was definitely a great advocate and believed in us when we were just an idea that people weren't quite sure about yet. So it was amazing to have him advocate for us.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
He is now doing the Reading Rainbow TV series, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And he's got a national platform to really share his journey and his recovery and his struggle. And he's still advocating for so many to go to where they can get the help. And these kinds of connections that you provide and NAMI provides really does make a difference. So I appreciate that. Was a special part of the video that you shared, was that he was there and doing that. Yeah. Awesome.
All right.
You have a whole 6 minutes to wrap up and get out of the library before they chase you out.
Thank you all for coming. This video will be on the next newsletter, right? At the bottom.
Yeah, it'll go on YouTube, and I'll share it on newsletter and social medias.
Great. Spread the word. We'll have another meeting next month. We don't know who the speaker will be, but we'll have another meeting.
We're working on it.
Maybe it'll be Michael.
That would be nice.
That would be nice.
Okay, good night.
All right, everyone. Have a great night. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Val.